Hello people! Welcome to this video with me, CreativeFosse, here at GCWF. This video is about how I did the 5th comic strip / cartoon for Rogue Mail back from jail. When I've got an idea for Rogue Mail back from jail, I'll always write down the idea on a piece of paper or on my computer. And for the most part, I'll create thumbnails, just so I can get a basic idea of how it will turn out. But the final outcome may very often turn out different than the thumbnail. And that's a good thing, because you allow yourself to be creative as you draw. When I've got the idea straight, I then begin to sketch. As I sketch, I try to think of the dialogues between the characters, and then make room for them to fit in. Sometimes I don't always write down the dialogues when I write down my ideas. The reason is that I'm still playing with the dialogues in my head, and sometimes I need to create a sketch before I can finally decide the perfect dialogue between the characters. When I've finished my sketch, I always take a close look at it before I start inking. As I'm familiar with my own sketch, I might forget how some of the lines and strokes are supposed to turn out when I ink. I usually get so focused on getting my ink / line art right that I sometimes forget how the artwork is supposed to be. Now, you might think, well, you're creating this digitally, so it can't be that difficult to go back and change your faults and errors. And you're right. But if you're like me, striving for the perfect lines, it can be very frustrating to realize that you drew your perfect line in the wrong place, or maybe overlapping a part of the drawing where it shouldn't be overlapping, etc. And then have to go back and do your line all over again. And even when you use Wacom tablets or other tablets or tools to draw digitally, it can be very time consuming. A good idea when you know you're going to create an artwork with lots of characters in it and a detailed environment is to draw the line art for each character and the environment on separate layers. This will prevent you from overlapping lines and strokes you want to get rid of at the end of the process, but you find it difficult to erase, as it might affect the line art and strokes that you want to keep. For instance, if you draw a character and a tree on the same layer and you draw a part of the tree into the head of the character, you will now find yourself in a difficult situation trying to erase the unwanted stroke without erasing the eye or the nose as well. After I'm done with the line art, I start to clean up the artwork. Lines and strokes that I've drawn too far outside the boxes, etc. are now removed. I almost never care about how far I draw a line, etc., as I leave it for the cleanup stage. Unless I'm going to draw where I've drawn the line too far, then I have to clean up that area as I draw. Remember to keep things on different layers. I mentioned it before, and I urge you to make it into a habit to add a new layer whenever you're going to draw a character overlapping another character or standing very close next to another character, etc. It will make it so much easier to clean up your mess. After I've cleaned up the artwork, it's time to add the text and dialogues. I use Photoshop for this, but you can use whatever works for you. I export it as a PSD file from my Sketchbook Pro and then open the file in Photoshop. Just remember to keep all your layers intact when you export your artwork as a PSD file. This will come in handy later on. When I exported my file as an PSD file, I open it in Photoshop, and from there I add the boxes, the text/dialogues, and my signature, if I haven't already done so in Sketchbook Pro. And that's all there is to it. Well, time to wrap this up. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that you haven't got too bored with all my talking. Let me hear about what you think of this video and also of Rogue Mail back from jail in general. You can follow me on Facebook and Newgrounds by clicking on the links in the description below this video. And please subscribe to my channel and share my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward for you to see me soon. And for now, bye bye.